In this video, I'm going to show you how to record your Nintendo Switch 2 screen using an external capture card, more particularly the Elgato 4KX capture card. The Elgato 4KX capture card is optimized and it 100% works on the Nintendo Switch 2, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining the process. Now, if you guys want some clarification on how a capture card works, what it basically does, it takes the HDMI signal from your Nintendo Switch 2 and then directs it to the capture card. And then from the capture card, it directs it to your monitor or laptop. And then from there, you're able to use software like OBS and stuff like that in order to actually record it. Just plug and play, simple like that. So again, it's really important to invest in a high quality capture card. And of course, the Elgato 4KX is one of the most high quality capture cards out there. So I highly suggest that you guys go ahead and get this. So I should also mention that Elgato were nice enough to provide me with this capture card over here. So shout out to Elgato. However, they do not review this video or anything like that. And they literally gave me no talking points. They were just like, here, have this capture card and let us know what you think about it. So now, let's go ahead and actually begin the process. So let's go ahead and begin with the Nintendo Switch 2. So in order for this to work, your Switch 2 needs to be in the dock position. And also, it needs to be connected to a wall outlet or an extension cord. So that does mean that you will need to go ahead and plug in, the AC cable on the back of the dock. Okay, wait, the AC cable is right over here. It will say AC adapter. So you need to make sure that this is plugged in. And over here where it says HDMI output, let me go ahead and show you guys where to actually put that. Because don't just put it directly to your monitor. We need to go ahead and put this output on the Elgato 4KX capture card. So let's go ahead and open up this capture card over here. So when you open it, of course, you'll get the Elgato like branding and stuff like that. And here's the actual capture card itself. And by the way, I already did open it. So like the package is not that messy. You know, it's because I already opened it before. So if it looks a little bit messy, that is why. But when I first got it, it was like incredibly clean. All right, so when you go ahead and open up the capture card, you will also get these other cables. All right, guys, so when you go ahead and open up your Elgato 4KX box, you'll notice that it will come with an HDMI cable. This is the actual power cable itself. It is a USB 3.2, and of course, the capture card itself. So in order to do this process, you will need two HDMI cables, one to actually connect the capture card to your computer or your monitor, and you need another one to connect the Nintendo Switch 2 to the actual capture card itself. So the way you do it is you go ahead and plug it in. You plug in one HDMI cable over here, and then you guys plug the other one over here where it does say HDMI input. So go ahead and put it to the input. So for example, the HDMI cable that goes from the Nintendo Switch 2 to the Elgato capture card 4KX Plus, make sure you plug it over here in input, HDMI input. And you'll notice that over here, there is going to be three different ports. So we got the HDMI input, over here is the HDMI output, and this here is what actually powers the thing on. So now let's go ahead and talk about that really quickly. So this is the cable that powers the Elgato 4KX, and it is a USB 3.2. So guys, just keep that in mind. Yep, you'll notice that it will say 3.2 over there. So you need to go ahead and connect it just like this. And then you just go ahead and plug the other end of it to, a USB port on your computer or your laptop. And I know other people have actually used like ports and stuff like that, like USB ports. So again, it really is up to personal preference and what is currently available for you. I also do know that the Elgato has a USB port that basically makes this work for the Stream Deck Plus. So guys, if you want me to make a video about that, let me know in the comment section down below, because I'll go ahead and see if Elgato can help me with that video, because I really want to make it. All right, so then what you need to do is you need to take your second HDMI cable and you need to plug it over here to where it says output, and then you put the other end of it to the monitor of like your computer or your PC. And then once you have that, you are good to go, guys. You basically are able to go ahead and set it up, of course, using the Elgato 4KX capture, which is incredibly intuitive, guys, and it will basically let you know if it's working and stuff like that. All right, but we are not done yet. What you also need to do is you need to make sure that you have the proper settings on the Nintendo Switch 2. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is a little bit tricky, but let's go ahead and just turn it on really quickly, and I'll show you guys the exact settings that you guys need to have, because unfortunately you can't just plug it in like that and expect it to work. There is like only just like one setting that we need to change, guys, so it's really easy. So once you have all those cables connected, then you need to go ahead and open up your Nintendo Switch, go over here to where it says system settings, then go to the left menu and scroll down until it says display right over here. And then over here where it says HDR output, you want to make sure that that is turned off. So yeah, go ahead and turn it off if you haven't already. I know a lot of you guys probably have it off already. So yeah, just keep that in mind, because if you want this to work, then you will need to go ahead and just turn off HDR output just like so. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys how to work. So basically, in order to actually record, you need to have your Switch 2 in this dock position over here, and then you're going to notice that the screen is going to go black, and that is because the HDMI signal is going to be displayed on your monitor or computer of choice, not on the actual Nintendo Switch tablet. So in order to actually control the game, you need to disconnect the controllers, and then you guys are able to go ahead and play the Nintendo Switch 2 using the Elgato Capture Card 4KX. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next tutorial.